talk a little bit about playing vocal melodies and lead lines within your rhythm guitar playing. This is a great way to kind of add some musicality and some interest as you're playing. If you're leading worship just on your own or with a small team, this is a great way to add some musicality to your arrangements. And so I'm going to take you through 3 examples. These are all in the key of G. Most of us know the G chord shape, so that'll be an easy place to start. Give you a few ideas to get you started, a few examples, and then it's up to you to go from there. Okay, this first example is the familiar hymn, Come Thou Fount. All right, so the first thing you need to do when you want to try to play a melody specifically within your chord changes is you have to know what those chord changes are. All right, so if I'm in the key of G and I want to play Come Thou Fount, the changes are G, D, C, G. Real simple. Come thou fount of every blessing, tune my heart to sing thy praise. All right, so you start there. Those are the chord changes. Next, you've got to find the first note that the melody starts on, okay? You can do this just by humming that note and just playing notes until you find it. If you read music, then you can find the lead sheet for this song and actually look at what that note is. But as I'm playing that first note, come thou fount, ba, 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 I figure out that's a B note. Ba, okay? So if my first chord is a G and my first note is a B, that gives me a good place to start. All right? I could start on this B here on the A string, this B here on the G, or just an open B string. Got a couple of options that are all nearby with this G chord shape. Now I could start here, but that kind of limits my options a little bit because it's pretty low already. So I prefer to start with this B note right here. This is on the 4th fret of this G string because that gives me some space to go a little lower, go a little higher. All right. Now from there, you just work out the melody. You play through it and find where you're at. So, bum, 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 bum. All right, so those are the first few notes. So what I want to do is I want to still be playing my G chord, but then incorporate those notes. Bum, 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 bum. All right, so I'm just finding the notes and playing them within each of my chord changes. You might have seen I switched to the D chord there. All right, and then I go to the C chord and then back to the G. So I'm not going to describe note for note what I'm playing. You can listen and figure it out, but I want to challenge you with that because you're going to have to do that on your own anyways. So listen and watch carefully. This is how I interpret playing this melody for this song. Okay, so although you could, find those same notes up and down the neck, I keep them all pretty close right here so I can play them within my chord changes. All right, for our second example, we're going to stay in these G shapes, and I want to show you how to play the lead line for the song Christ is Enough. So usually the guitar plays this, electric guitar or keys, but if it's just you and you want to incorporate this into your chord changes, again, figure out the chords first. So if we're in G, they're E minor, C, G, and D. Those are the changes. And the lead line goes something like this. Okay, that's kind of the simple form of that lead line. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to play those notes incorporated with my chord changes. Okay, so of course it's not as clean and distinct as if an instrument was playing just those notes, but you can begin to hear how that sounds just more musical and more interesting, and you're able to incorporate that hook with just your guitar playing. All right, for this final example, we're going to stay in the key of G, but break out of these first position chords, and we're going to play the lead line for the song Our God and incorporate that with some chord changes that have a little bit more movement up and down the neck. Okay, so that lead line in the key of G goes. And let me show you how it would sound if I wanted to finger pick that. I could add a little bit of delay to this, a little reverb. It could sound really nice. Okay, so I'm just playing that lead line within my chord changes. Some different chord voicings, but the same chords nonetheless. All right, here's what it would sound like if I wanted to strum it, do a little bigger. All right, so hopefully those ideas were helpful to get you to start thinking about incorporating melodies and lead lines into your rhythm playing. If you'd like more articles about leading worship, visit BrentonCollyer.com.